Two other important documents have been developed to accommodate the ICAO's desire to facilitate the exchange of commercial air transport rights. Not all signatories were originally able to agree to this desire, so two supplementary documents were created. These two supplementary agreements establish important international aviation. The first agreement, the International Air Services Transit Agreement, makes provision for aircraft of any participating state to fly over or land for technical reasons in the territory of any other participating state. The second agreement, the International Air Transport Agreement, further provided for the carriage of traffic between the state of registry of an aircraft and any other participating state. These two agreements establish 5 important freedoms, and in the remainder of this lesson, we will examine the two documents in detail, and in particular, the freedoms that are associated with them. The first agreement to discuss is the International Air Services Transit Agreement. The International Air Services Transit Agreement establishes two very important freedoms of the air. These first two freedoms are the first two of 5 freedoms, which together form the technical freedoms. In this context, the word freedom refers to a privilege conferred by virtue of a bilateral agreement. The very first freedom is a freedom to fly across the territory of another participating state without landing. The second freedom allows for a privilege to land in another participating state for non-traffic purposes, like refueling or repairing, but not for the uplift or discharge of passengers, cargo, or mail. The International Air Transport Agreement establishes the third, fourth, and fifth freedoms, collectively known as the commercial freedoms. The third freedom provides for putting down in a signatory state passengers, mail, and cargo taken on in the state of registry. The fourth freedom provides the privilege to take on in one state passengers, mail, and cargo destined for the state in which the airline is registered. The fifth freedom provides for an airline registered in one state and en route to or from that state to take on passengers, mail, and cargo in a second state and put them down in a third state. Due to the growth in air transport and the evolution of airlines operating on a global basis in partnerships, further commercial freedoms have evolved. The modern freedoms provide the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th freedoms. The 6th freedom provides the privilege for an airline registered in one state to take on passengers, mail, and cargo in a second state, transport them via the state of registry, and put them down in a third participating state. The 7th freedom provides for an airline registered in one participating state to take on passengers, mail, and cargo in a second participating state, and put them down in any other participating state, without the journey originating, stopping, or terminating in the state of registry. The 8th freedom operates within the European Union and allows European Union states the ability to operate amongst the states of the European Union without constraint, no matter the state of registry. In effect, it allows cabotage. The 9th and final freedom was created as a direct result of a conference in Kuala Lumpur that allowed booking code sharing between airline operators. This allows a scheduled flight operator to fly passengers, mail, and cargo on a route that has been allocated to another operator or one that is shared by other operators. Unlike the first 5 freedoms, freedoms 6 to 9 are informal in nature. That is, they are not the consequence of any formal international agreement.